If I was them, I don't know if I would be able to control it. I don't even know what took over me. Like, that was just crazy. And that is just not okay. I cannot go through this heartbreak like anymore. That needs to be left in 2024. Hello everyone, my name is Jamie, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my K-pop ins and outs for 2025. I compiled a little list here on my phone, so I'm just going to be going down and reading you guys what I've come up with of what we should and should not be bringing into 2025 in the K-pop world. So starting with the outs, I have the number one thing as sassing behavior. Sassangs are insane, like everybody knows that, but like I feel like it's becoming more normalized to like have some of those behaviors as just like a regular old person, and like I just do not think that that is a very healthy path for us as K-pop fans to be going down. And what I mean by this is like mobbing idols, following them around, or just like being really weird and creepy towards them. I feel like that's becoming a really big problem with people these days. Within the last year, with like the Mark Lee lookalike contest, like everybody freaking mobbing him when he's like literally just a guy. Like I feel like that needs to be left in 2024. This could also go for things like concerts and fan calls. Serial fan callers have been such a prominent topic recently, and that is something that I feel like needs to change. But also like getting interactions at concerts and stuff like that, that's been such a big thing recently, and that is just not the right behavior to be having. The next thing I have on my list is overconsumption. As K-pop fans, I feel like there's the sort of pressure to like buy everything that these artists come out with, which is so unrealistic. They have multiple comebacks a year, and when they're not having comebacks, they're doing like all sorts of other stuff that like these companies are obviously trying to like get your money from. And I feel like that's such like a unhealthy mindset to be going into the new year with. So like overconsumption is so out. Like last year I spent so much money on just like albums and like buying repeats of albums over and over again, and I'm like, that was, I don't even know what took over me. Like that was just crazy. And I feel like in this new year I really need to be mindful of this too, and like spend less on like albums and like merch and like all the stuff that these K-pop companies release, because it is honestly so freaking much. On the topic of merch, my next out is ugly merch, specifically in the US, because whenever K-pop groups tour here, the merch is actually so terrible these days. Like I don't even know what has happened, which I mean in the past it hasn't been that good either, but recently it's literally been like a black shirt or like a white shirt with like the name of the tour in it and like the most basic font in the world challenge, and then like maybe if we're lucky we'll get the dates on the back, and that is just not okay. And then they'll make that shirt like $70+. Like you're joking. I am a victim of buying merch every time I go to a concert, because it's such like a memorabilia, like souvenir type thing for me. But I'm like, it has been so ugly these days. So like that needs to be out in 2025. Please make cuter merch in the US, K-pop companies. Moving on to my next out, it is shipping idols. I have never been a person to ship idols in any sort of way. I feel like that's just so weird, because like in a lot of ways they are co-workers, but also like friends and like best friends at that. So it's like kind of weird to be creating these relationships between them when you literally have no idea who they really actually are. And some shippers go so crazy to the extremes. Like I can't even understand how they make these connections, yet they always do somehow. That needs to be left in 2024. That should have been left in like 2014 TBH. Another out that I have on here is annoying comments. I don't know why, but with K-pop groups especially, their comment sections on social media are so freaking annoying. I'm talking about like those comments that are like boost, or like who's your favorite member, comment, reply, blah 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 blah, like just interaction baiting basically, and like not actually talking about the content that is in the video. I'm like, that is so freaking annoying. I want to go to the comments and see people reacting the same way as me, but then that's all I see, and I'm like, I'm so sick of it. Like we need to get rid of these crazy comments and like normalize bringing back normal comments and like reactions to the video, rather than just like trying to get interactions. And the last out that I have on my list is so personal to me, and it is temporary groups. Am I saying this because ZB1 is, I don't even want to say it. You know what's happening with ZB1, what's supposed to happen with ZB1 this year. I'm gonna manifest that that does not happen, but temporary groups are such like a devastating thing, especially for the people who have been watching them, because usually they come from survival shows and stuff like that. But as a person who has watched survival shows and has gone through temporary groups before, this needs to like stop being a concept, because I, along with so many other people, get so attached to these freaking groups just for them to like disband in like a year and a half or whatever. And like, I cannot go through this heartbreak like anymore. And with this group in specific, I especially cannot have this happen. Cause like in my mind, they're a permanent group and like they need to be together forever. So even just the thought of them like not being together, and especially so soon, is like making me spiral. And I am praying that they do not end their contracts. So I'm saying that temporary groups are out in 2025. But now moving on to my ins, these are things that I need to see more of in K-pop in 2025. Starting with liking groups in peace. I feel like there was so much toxicity and like so many fan wars in 2024 for some reason. And even like fandom wars within themselves. I'm like, what is happening? I feel like we all like the same groups and stuff, so why are we fighting with each other? Like, what is the point of that? I don't even know. It is so beyond me how people just like fight with each other and like create unnecessary fan wars and stuff. So liking groups in peace is so in for 2025, because who wants fan wars? Who is participating in that? No one. Is so childish and just so immature. Let's leave that in 2024. The next in I have on my list here is more global groups. In 2024, we saw such like a surge with groups like Cat's Eye, and even like XG and like Psychic Fever, I guess you could classify into these categories. Like they became so popular in 2024 and had such success that I feel like more K-pop companies and just like companies in general will be like pushing for that global group image more, you know? And I feel like we'll be seeing that kind of a lot. Another in that I have is like making friends and like mutuals online, and also like meeting them. It's like we'll go to the same concerts and we'll be at the same events and stuff, but I never like plan to meet with them like officially. So it's just like kind of a weird area where it's like, okay, I know them, but like, would I talk to them? I don't know. So I feel like it needs to be more normalized to just make plans and like actually schedule to like meet up with your friends and like online mutuals, because I mean at the end of the day you all like the same thing, and it's like I feel like it's so cute to make friends online. A lot of people that I've met online have been like some of the nicest people that I've met in real life. So I feel like I want to meet a lot more people and just like become friends with people outside of social media a lot more in 2025. That was such like a wholesome cutesy in, but this next one I have is just staying quiet on social media. This kind of has to do with like the annoying comments, but also liking groups in peace. Topics that I talked about earlier, but like just staying quiet can go a long way, because I feel like a lot of hate just comes from people not being able to keep their mouth shut. A lot of things would be prevented if people just stay quiet and just like stay peaceful. If you have something to say and it's positive, you can say that, but like even if it's negative, maybe think about it before actually posting it. This next in that I had literally so needs to happen in 2025, and it is idols fighting back. Like y'all have seen that Kento Yamazaki video, I think that's his name, where he like snatches the person's phone, or like he hits it out of their hand when they're like literally filming him like this. Yeah, I feel like more idols need to do that and have that kind of energy to these crazy people who are constantly following them around, filming them, and like all up in their face with their phones. I want them to fight back so bad, like, because what they endure as idols is so much that I'm like, I would not even blame them. If I was them, I don't know if I would be able to control it. Like most of the time, these people are so in their way that I'm like, literally just move. And if I was an idol, like I would not be able to hold back like that. Like I just would not be able to. So I'm like, literally just let them fight back. Like that needs to happen in 2025. And the last in that I have on my list here is touching grass. I feel like so many K-pop stans just need to like go outside, like go in nature, maybe like take a walk for a little bit, you know? Like even for myself, I feel like I've been going down a kind of slippery slope with like the parasocialness of K-pop itself. So I feel like just going out in nature, touching grass, like maybe hanging out with friends, like doing other stuff besides consuming all of this K-pop content is gonna be really beneficial in 2025, because it gets very dangerous, and that's when like the sassing behavior and that's when like the crazy comments and stuff start to come out. So I feel like just touching grass, even though it might sound freaking so annoying and like so cringy, is so in for 2025. So yeah, that is it for my K-pop ins and outs of 2025. Thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Let me know if you agree with the ins and outs that I mentioned, but also let me know what you guys think are some ins and outs of 2025. And I feel like this is kind of a fun video to reflect back on, maybe at the end of the year, and see what actually happened, or what didn't happen, or like some unexpected things that happened. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. It is a goal of mine to make more YouTube videos in 2025, so I hope that you guys can like, comment, and subscribe, keep up with me this year to see my progress with that. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.